Beneath the rolling waves of the Atlantic Ocean lies a region shrouded in mystery, a place where ships vanish without a trace, planes disappear from the skies, and submarines sink into the depths, leaving behind only silence. This is the Bermuda Triangle. For centuries, the Bermuda Triangle has been whispered about in fear and fascination. It stretches from the coast of Florida across to the islands of Bermuda and down toward Puerto Rico, forming a vast triangle that covers hundreds of thousands of square miles of open ocean. It is one of the busiest shipping and flight corridors in the world. Yet, despite its importance, this region has been called many names: the Devil's Triangle, the Graveyard of the Atlantic, and the Ocean of Lost Souls. From the earliest days of exploration, sailors returning from these waters told strange stories. They spoke of sudden storms rising without warning, of waters so calm they seemed unnatural, and of skies filled with strange lights at night. Compasses would spin wildly, navigation systems failed, and crews often described a sense of dread that hung in the air. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle grew through centuries of maritime mystery. Merchant ships set out for their destinations, never to arrive. Naval vessels built to withstand the harshest seas were swallowed whole. Even modern aircraft, designed with the latest technology, vanished without sending a single distress call. The ocean itself is unforgiving, and the Triangle is no exception. A sudden squall can rise from clear skies, bringing walls of rain and winds powerful enough to capsize vessels in minutes. Rogue waves, monstrous walls of water as tall as 10-story buildings, strike without warning and leave no survivors. Yet in the Bermuda Triangle, these tragedies often come with something more unsettling. No debris, no lifeboats, no floating wreckage. Only silence. Imagine the terror of sailors caught in such a storm. A ship tilting violently as waves crash across the deck, cargo sliding with crushing force from one side of the vessel to the other, hulls breached, water rushing in with unstoppable power. In the chaos, sailors scramble for lifeboats, but the ocean shows no mercy. In minutes, a proud vessel is gone, swallowed by the depths. Survivors are few, and stories are fewer still. Those who return speak of compasses spinning wildly, navigation instruments going dark, and strange forces they could not explain. Among these disappearances, some stand out as milestones in the legend of the Bermuda Triangle. In March of 1918, the United States Navy suffered one of the single greatest non-combat losses in its history. The USS Cyclops, a massive collier ship carrying more than 300 men and 10,000 tons of manganese ore, set sail from Barbados to Baltimore. It never arrived. No SOS signal was ever sent, no wreckage was found, more than 300 souls simply vanished. Even today, the fate of the Cyclops remains unknown, one of the most enduring maritime mysteries of the Triangle. 2 years later, another case added to the legend. The schooner Carroll A. Deering, a 5-masted commercial ship, was found run aground on the coast of North Carolina after passing through the Triangle. Its sails were still set. The galley appeared to have been prepared for a meal, but the crew, every last man, was gone. Their belongings remained, but not a trace of life was aboard. It was a ghost ship, drifting silently from the Triangle's shadow. And then there is perhaps the most famous aviation mystery of all, Flight 19. On December 5, 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on what should have been a routine training mission. The weather was fair, the crews experienced, the flight plan simple, but as the squadron flew over the waters of the Bermuda Triangle, things went terribly wrong. The leader of the squadron, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, reported that his compasses were malfunctioning. The ocean looked strange, the land below unfamiliar. The pilots believed they were lost, disoriented by some unseen force. Hours passed as their fuel ran low. Radio messages grew frantic. Then, silence. All 5 planes vanished. 14 airmen disappeared with them. To make matters worse, a rescue plane dispatched to search for them also disappeared, along with its 13-man crew. In a single night, 27 men were gone. No wreckage from Flight 19 has ever been conclusively recovered. Decades later, another tragedy struck the skies above the Triangle. In 1948, a passenger plane carrying 29 people vanished while flying from San Juan to Miami. Just 1 year later, another flight disappeared on the same route with 39 people aboard. No trace of either aircraft was ever found. Families waited, but the ocean returned nothing. But among all the tales of vanished ships and planes, one story still echoes as one of the most chilling mysteries of the 20th century: the disappearance of the USS Scorpion submarine in 1968. The USS Scorpion was no ordinary vessel. It was a skipjack-class nuclear submarine, one of the most advanced of its time. Powered by a nuclear reactor armed with torpedoes and manned by 99 sailors, the Scorpion represented the cutting edge of American naval power. In May of 1968, the Scorpion was returning home from a mission in the Mediterranean. Its destination, Norfolk, Virginia. Its journey, across the waters that bordered the Bermuda Triangle. On May 22, the Scorpion sent a routine message. It reported that it was tracking a Soviet vessel. Nothing unusual, nothing alarming. But just hours later, the submarine fell silent. It never reached port. The families of the 99 men on board waited in vain. The Atlantic offered no answers. For months, the U.S. Navy searched the ocean. No signal, no oil slick, no sign of life. Finally, the wreck of the USS Scorpion was found, lying more than 3,000 meters below the surface near the Azores, not far from the edges of the Bermuda Triangle. What investigators found only deepened the mystery. The Scorpion lay broken in pieces on the seafloor. The forward section was destroyed. The sail, the tall structure rising from its back, was twisted and torn. The submarine's hull was crushed by the unimaginable pressure of the deep. Yet the question remained: what had happened? Theories spread quickly. Some experts suggested that a torpedo may have malfunctioned and exploded inside the submarine, causing catastrophic damage. Others believed there had been a mechanical failure in the propulsion system, leading to flooding and eventual implosion. But in the tense climate of the Cold War, darker suspicions arose. Whispers of Soviet involvement circulated, theories that the Scorpion had been attacked and sunk in retaliation for secret operations. And then there were those who pointed to the triangle itself, suggesting that something more mysterious, more unexplainable, had dragged the Scorpion to its doom. To this day, the truth remains locked beneath the ocean. 99 men never returned, their voices silenced forever in the depths. The ocean keeps its secrets well. Scientists have offered rational explanations for the triangle's deadly reputation. The region is known for violent weather, unpredictable currents, and sudden changes in the ocean's surface. Underwater methane eruptions could destabilize ships, causing them to capsize without warning. Rogue waves, rare but deadly, can rise higher than modern vessels are designed to withstand. Navigational errors, combined with magnetic anomalies in the area, may cause pilots and sailors to lose their bearings and fall victim to the ocean's dangers. And yet, despite the explanations, something about the Bermuda Triangle resists being fully understood. Why are there so many disappearances concentrated in one area? Why do some of the most advanced machines of war and industry vanish without sending distress calls? And why does the silence of the sea feel so absolute in this region? The legend of the Bermuda Triangle persists because the ocean itself is a place of mystery. More than 80% of its depths remain unexplored. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the trenches of the Atlantic. It is here, in these hidden realms, that the Bermuda Triangle keeps its secrets. From capsized ships to vanished aircraft, from ghost ships to submarines like the USS Scorpion, the Bermuda Triangle has become a symbol of the unknown. Science may one day provide all the answers, but until then, the chilling silence left behind by those who vanished ensures the legend will live on. Beneath the waves, the Bermuda Triangle keeps its darkest stories locked away, and so the ocean waits, vast, silent, watching, for the next ship, the next plane, the next soul to cross into its mysterious domain.